Hey guys, what's up? It's the Minecraft Chef here with a analysis video. Now this analysis video will be on 3.0, but we are about to begin by watching the Pixelmon update. Let us watch it now. So that was the new Pixelmon 3.0 update video. Now I'm very excited to see what else is going to be coming here, but I think we need to go into the nitty-gritty to see what exactly did they show or what they didn't show. Now, who is new? Because I know a lot of people who play Pixelmon, they don't necessarily know who these Pokemon are because some people only played the old Pokemon games back in the day. So in order, it starts off with, I'm not going to include any of the old Pokemon like the first gen stars, Snorlax or Flygon. So we're going to start off with Shinx, Luxio, and Luxray, the more fox-looking Pokemon you saw. They're from Gen 4 and they are electric type. Tropius from Gen 3, who is a grass-flying type. Gligar and Gliscor, who are a ground-flying type. And Gliscor can only evolve by using a Razor Fang. Ladybug, who is shown in the video, is a bug type from Gen 2. Solosis, Duosion, and Ranunculus, the sort of jelly-looking guys, are from Gen 5, and they are Psychic type. Zora and Zoroark, Dark type, and they are also from Gen 5. Emolga, Electric Flying, who is from Gen 5. Skorupi and Drapion. Skorupi is Bug Poison, and Drapion is Dark Poison. Correct me if I'm wrong. Whimsicott, Gen 5, who is Grass, or if they do Gen 6, it is it's Grass Fairy type. We're not sure about that yet. Joltik and Galvantula, they are a Bug Electric type from Gen 5. Pachirisu, who is an Electric type from Gen 4. Politoed, a Water type who evolves from Poliwhirl with a King's Rock from Gen 2. Larvesta and Volcarona, a Bug Fire type who is from Generation 5. Caravana and Sharpedo, or Pedo, who is a Water Dark type from Gen 3. Kyogre, who is sort of shaded into the water, which you probably have noticed, is the legendary from Gen 3 who is a Water type. Sableye, a Dark Ghost type from Gen 3. Scizor, who evolves from Scyther using a Metal Coat. from Gen 2, who is Bug Steel type. Pawniard and Bisharp, a Dark Steel type, who are from Gen 5. And then the 3 starters from Generation 5, Oshawott, Duwat, and Samurott, the water evolutions. Snivy, Servine, and Serperior from the grass starters, and Tepig, Pignite, and Emboar from the fire type, except Emboar has fire fighting type. Porygon 2 and Porygon Z, who evolved from Porygon using a upgrade and then upgrading Porygon 2 using a Dubious to get Porygon Z. Scolipede, a poison bug type from Generation 5. Litwick, Lampet, and Chandelure, a ghost fire type from Generation 5. Igglybuff, a pre-evolution of Jigglypuff, who can only be evolved by friendship. Kling, Clang, and Kling-Clang, the gears that you saw near the very end, who are steel types from Generation 5. And then the last Pokemon we saw at the very end was Groudon. And the ones who had received a new remodel that we have seen so far are the starters, Flygon, and Snorlax. Now, in the video, they said that there would be 60 new Pixelmon and 80 new models. So I assume by the 80 new models, they're saying that they're going to have 80 complete new, not like 20 new models. I assume they just redid a whole bunch of them. But when they say 60 new Pokemon, did they show every 60 plus new Pokemon? Because they said they had have over 60. Now, by counting, there are 50 new models in the video, but there was 4 that were not shown, which were either evolutions or pre-evolutions of Pokemon in the video. Those Pokemon were Ladian, who is Ladybuzz evolution, Katoni, who is Whimsicott's pre-evolution, Venipede and Whirlipede, who are Scolipede's pre-evolutions, and one more Pokemon that they didn't show was Ampharos, which they showed on the official website. So in total, that is a total of 55 new Pokemon we have seen thus far. So that means they have not shown us all the new Pokemon yet. So that means that there's a possibility of more that we just haven't seen yet. Now, before we get into who could possibly be in the update that we have not seen yet, what are the items that are currently being added to the game? Well, by Pokemon that evolve through these methods, we will be getting the Razorfang, which evolves Gligar into Gliscor, a Sunstone in Pixelmon, which evolves Katoni into Whimsicott, a King's Rock, which evolves Politoed, a Metalco, which evolves Scyther into Scizor, an Upgrade and a Dubious Disc to get Porygon 2 and Porygon Z, and a Dust Stone to get Chandelure. Now that we've covered that, we can go into the more interesting stuff. Who it could possibly be in the update, or at least who has at least a good chance, because it could be anyone, but I'm just going to be going through a list of most likelies. Okay, here we go. Krookodile. Now, this one's an obvious one because, honestly, it's just like Ampharos, who they didn't add for no reason, but I have a feeling they'll add him this time. Chimchar and Torchic and all of its evolutions, the 2 fire stars, because they showed all the Gen 5 stars. We're only missing Torchic and Chimchar as the fire stars, so that's highly likely. Happiny, the pre-evolution of Chansey. That's highly likely because they showed Igglybuff, so any babies are really optional. Speaking of baby, Mime Jr., Mr. Mime's pre-evolution. That also has a high possibility. Munchlax, they showed off Snorlax's new model, so it makes me think they'll want to do Munchlax, its pre-evolution. Magnezone, that evolves from Magneton, always possible. Lickitungue's evolution. Rhyperior, since they're adding so many items, I could see them adding the Protector for Rhyperior, who is Rhydon's evolution. Tangrowth, it's always possible. It's Tangela's evolution that evolves by learning Ancient Power. Magmortar, you need the Magmarizer. That's also a possibility. Mamoswine evolves by Ancient Power. This one is just, it has a chance as Mawile, just because they added Sableye. So, if you don't know about Gen 3, The Sableye and Mawa are sort of like counterparts in the game, so that's why I think it's a possibility. Crobat evolves by friendship from a Golbat. Cleffa is Clefairy's pre-evolution. Kingdra, I think he has a high chance, and so is Slowking, because they both evolved by King's Rock, and they're adding that item into the game. Steelix, who also evolves by Metal Coat just like Scizor, he has a high possibility. Sneasel and Weavile, since they evolved by the Razor Claw, so there's always that possibility. Tyrogue and Hitmontop, those are Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee's pre-evolution for Tyrogue, and Hitmontop is another evolution. Smoochum is Jinx's pre-evolution baby. What's his name? Magmar's pre-evolution. Blissey is Chansey's evolution by High Friendship. Blossom evolves by Sunstone from Gloom. Petalil and Lilligant, a Gen 5 grass type just like Katani and Whimsicott, who evolved by Sunstone. Sunscurn and Sunflora from Gen 2, who evolved by Sunstone. Murkrow and Honchkrow, who evolved by Duststone, and so does Misdreavus and Mismagius. So those are all the ones I feel like have a good chance. Now, who is probably the most likely, at least in my opinion, to be in like the top 5? Well, I would have to say Crocodile is probably the #1. Munchlax I feel like has a high chance. Crobat I feel like has a really high chance. Steelix does, and in combined I say Kingdra and Slowking also have a really high chance. I would put the starters, but I don't know what they're thinking about it because they didn't add them the last time, so I'm not sure. But either way, now there are 2 little hidden details in the video that, well, sort of 2 hidden details that I feel like we should elaborate on a little bit. Now, the first one is more the obvious one, is Kyogre and Groudon. As we saw, Kyogre had sort of like a very dark shaded around him, so I'm wondering if they're making it so he's really hard to see underwater, or if there's a specific reason he's shaded like that, because it's not like a reflection, it's not a shadow, it's just him being very like in the dark underwater. And Groudon, we didn't get a really good look at to see if they're doing anything special. Now the one question is, do they have any plans to do anything with the red and blue orb? This was from Generation 3 that allowed you to control Kyogre and Groudon by bringing that orb to them, or at least awaken them. So, I don't know if they have any plans for that, or whatever. Now, but the more important thing is, Porygon Z, in its scene at 131, let's go back there, 131, did you see something odd? It's in the sky. Yes, in the Pixelmon site, Mr. Masum, the creator of Pixelmon, he mentioned that he wanted to create a sky biome where Pokemon in the sky will spawn. Now, I don't know why Porygon Z is a sky biome Pokemon, or if it's just there for he wanted to show it off there. Either way, he's showing that the Pokemon are able to be in the clouds now. Now, can you walk on the clouds? Who knows? We really don't have much information on it yet. Now, the last thing I want to leave off is who would I personally like to see in the update, or I feel like would be a really smart idea. And the one I think that like isn't on the list of who are most likely, I would like to see Deoxys. And the one reason for that is I feel like they could implement it the best out of all the legendaries. Pretty simple. Extreme Hills biome, that's where Clefairy spawn. Deoxys came from a meteorite, just sort of like how Clefairies and Moonstones and all that came around. And just like where the fossils are, you know how the fossils, they have sort of a little black splotch? You have to find Deoxys's middle stone, just it's retextured green or purple, whichever Deoxys it is. It just has a really high rare chance, which then you can spawn it if you get the stone, which then you can catch it yourself. I think that would be a really good idea, but that's just me ranting on about what I think would be cool. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I gave you some insight on Pokemon's names, what knowing that they didn't show everything, and also what had the possibility of being in the game. Well, if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, a favorite, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so. Bye.